him fight. Oh, this one's got some strength. It's pulling some drag. Wonder what I got here. Oh, he's way behind me. He got up under the boats, but he did. Come on. Oh, yeah. Oh, this sucker's huge. Okay. Here's one of the big guys right here. Be still. I'm going to get you. Oh, there we go. There we go, right there. Okay. Let's see what he weighs. It says 2.6. I thought he's bigger than that. Sure as heck felt bigger than that. That's a nice spotted bass right there. Hey everybody, it's Dalton. You know, one of the things that it just goes with bass fishing, and that's a jig. A jig can mimic, you know, crawfish, bluegill, shad, so many different things. And jigs do tend to catch bigger fish. But the one I want to talk to you about is typically known as a spider jig. And I've used a lot of different brands, but to be honest with you, I always go back to the Yamamoto Hula Grub. It is my favorite. It's pretty much the only one I'll use. Boy, they are really hitting this Hula Grub. They're actually pretty healthy ones. There we go. Come here. Come here. There we go. Now, I've always asked myself, or I did before, you know, what makes this particular bait so effective? If you let it sink to the bottom and you drag it like a regular jig, it pretty much just becomes a regular jig. But there's something about this bait that's special. And I found this out a few years ago when I was fishing in a farm pond. And right in the middle of this farm pond was this big, deep hole. And it was loaded with largemouth bass. I probably caught 30 of them out of that hole. And what I was using, it was just simply a Hula Grub. And I would throw it out, let it fall on a slack line, and I'm telling you, it hardly ever hit the bottom. They would take that bait way before it hit the bottom. That's the key to the Hula Grub. Oh boy. Boy, I had to keep up with this guy. I mean, he was running and gunning right at me. The key to this is how it looks when it falls. That's what attracts these bass. Out here at this lake, guys, I'm gonna tell you, the spotted bass out here, they will hit a Hula Grub. That's why I use a bigger hook. One of the things I learned early on about a Hula Grub out here, if you use too small of a hook, you gut hook some of them. They literally inhale this thing. I mean, they just go after it. So like this particular one I'm using, it's just a swim bait head. It's a VMC Boxer, 3/8 ounce, but it's got a larger hook. And I don't have any issues with them gut hooking it with a little bit bigger hook. And I rarely miss them because when they take it, they take it. And then I use 15-pound test because that's plenty strong enough to get that hook through. And I'm telling you, it works so well. Today was such a good offshore bite. The retrieve that I'm working for this is pretty easy. I'm out here in about 11, 12 foot of water. There's a lot of fish down there, more toward the bottom. So all I'm doing is lifting it and just let it fall on a slack line. Lift it, let it fall. You know, I throw a lot of jigs and I've caught a lot of fish on jigs out here. And you know, sometimes you think, well, why would they, at least for me, why do they hit the Hula Grub, which is a jig, a spider jig, right? Why would they hit the Hula Grub more than they hit other jigs? And the only thing I can say, it's the way it falls. I stayed offshore most of the day, and the range that I stayed in was 15 feet of water. I just kept my boat in 15 feet of water. I would cast this thing all around me, out into deeper, up into shallower, out into 15 foot, and that's where I was catching all the fish. They were not on the bank line for me. Of course, I didn't really do a lot of this on the bank line, but I stayed offshore, Caught some nice bass today. In fact, if I were fishing a tournament, early this morning, I easily would already had a 5-fish limit. That's how effective this bait is. So, nice chunky guys today. Sun come up, wind came down a little bit, so I came back to this area where I started this morning. I think that was my 3rd cast. If you're new to bass fishing or not, it doesn't matter. If you've never fished with a Hula Grub, you might be missing out. It's one of the best baits out there, and you can catch a lot of fish. I appreciate you all, I really do. If you haven't subbed, I appreciate it if you would. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll talk to you next time. Yeah, he took this one good. Oh yeah. Something about a Hula Grub. Can't always figure out what it is, but well, I kind of know what it is. Oh, doggone it. I lost him.